Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Hades 2, and last time we were trying out one of those Chaos Trials, and it did go well. However, I still think it makes sense for us to at least attempt to do one more full-blown run. Hopefully at least make it past Eris, or, of course, ideally, finish the run altogether, and then shift over to going into the rest of those Chaos Trials. The bonus weapon for now is the black coat. And if we look at that, the bonus reward comes from defeating Hecate, which would of course require that we go down. And you know what? It might make sense for us to do that. It's been a long time since we last went down, because we've been focusing, of course, so much on the new boss up top. But I think that it's actually, this is technically the most rewarding thing for us to do right now. I think it's just get the rewards from these bonus bosses, and thankfully... well, I would like to believe we can still beat Hecate. If not, then perhaps we are seriously in a funk, and that would be truly reason for concern at that point. But, okay, I think we should be okay starting with the gold purse. I know at times we've considered going with something defensive right off the bat, but I think this is also the best time to squeeze in the gold purse, because you like to get that in at some point in the run. As for which aspect... here, I mean, the aspect of Millennium, I do really like. I wish we had one more adamant to buff this up just a little bit more, because 5% additional bonus speed is a ton. And as for these, well, I don't even remember what plasma is. Is that from Chaos? And Darkness, we've yet to see it all. So, guess we're just sticking with this. I mean, I do like it, as I said. And stick with the cat as our familiar, so okay. Think we're good here. Honestly, I could not tell you when the last time we went down was.
This is my path.
Because obviously, for the most part, the newest things were all going up, but on the other hand, there may have been some updates in the downward direction that we just haven't seen yet, because we spent so little time here. As of late.
I regret you've been swept up in some of our little disagreements here, young lady. We all wish to bestow our favor and should not be fighting over who gets to go first. Yet our pride is not so delicate as it may seem, and we always stand together in the end.
I don't know if I'd go that far. Okay, so let's see. We can get our dash, it's the highest rarity one. Attack with blitz. I mean, I do try to remember exactly what we like to use with this weapon. The charged... is it actually the special, or is it the charged attack, where we do the charge forward? Has a large area of effect. It takes some time before we activate it, although it has definitely got us into trouble in the past, so we need to be careful about that. Maybe we just go with the high rarity option for now. I think this is definitely preemptive, and maybe we'll try to see if we can get a higher rarity attack later on. I do see that Chaos Gate. Usually the dash boons are not ones that we spend all that much time prioritizing. So, I'm a little curious to see if we use it right off the bat, how that plays out for us. And you do like to see Chaos Rooms as early as possible, get them to evolve as quickly as possible, and then benefit from that evolved boon as quickly as possible. Oh, and also the, the downside is not active during especially dangerous areas, but this is very nice. That was one of the resources we were just saying we were having trouble getting, right? What is our stockpile? Yeah, of nectar. I mean, we do already have the initial keepsake from Chaos, but I was actually just thinking about how there is still reason to gift additional nectars, even after that first one, to other people, although we might need to kind of stockpile more nectar before we're willing and able to do that. This is true. That is sort of true. Okay, let's see. Next 4 encounters, dash uses magic if you have some to spare. Afterward, regain a bunch of magic. Okay. Next 5 encounters, every time we use a special, we take damage. Afterward, we gain a bunch of the functional equivalent of having a boon. Or at least the credit for having a boon, although it doesn't directly affect anything. It's a little hard to gauge how useful that could be to us. charge moves deal damage to us afterwards. We get 72% increased attack damage. I feel like we have to go for this one. Large damage boost. We should be able to avoid using charged attacks for a while. I mean, it's 5 encounters. I think we do this. It's probably the most straightforward out of them, but I think it is almost certainly still the best. And as I was just saying, maybe it is time we put a little more of an emphasis on picking up more nectar. Ah, that was bad timing. I don't like those guys. We are certainly quite quick with the aspect of Malumi, even if we have basically no boons helping us out at the moment. Nope, don't do that. Just take you out real quick. Then it's you. Okay.
Weak.
Nab this, and of course we did take a little bit of damage just from going into that chaos room. Now, we only have one boon that is upgradable. I don't really know that we want to go that much into boosting the dash boon. I mean, it's a nice little convenient source of damage, but I don't really think it's going to be a point of emphasis. At least I don't think so. This room is kind of nasty, to be honest with you. Mostly because so many of these guys were armored. Made it rather difficult to keep them under control.
In the name of Hades.
Okay. Cast. Cause lightning bolts to repeatedly strike one foe at a time in the binding circle. That's the normal cast, right? So there are some, at least one sort of meta cast boon from Zeus. Each encounter, or that's the magic restoration. Lightning bolts can strike additional times. If we go big in on Zeus stuff long term, then this probably has the most potential. But right now, of course, it's only helping our dash. We would like to get a big attack boon to work alongside that chaos boon that has yet to evolve, but let's just see what the mini shop is doing here. After 4 encounters, we heal. Remember, we did take the keepsake for additional monies, so we have a lot to work with here. Apparently, we've never taken the extra psyche. I mean, it's not that expensive, so we could do it. Gain a random item from the Well of Charon. That's a little tempting. Maybe we'll do this just for the sake of
An even trade.
getting the progress toward the prophecy. Is there anything that would just not work at all for us right now? I mean, healing would do almost nothing.
Something I need.
Let's try it, though. Turned into bones? Okay. Ooh. You know, I was just thinking, well, I mean, we have to go hammer, right? Demeter has been very good to us in the past. Oh, wait! I just realized I forgot to activate any of the fear-related things. So the whole point of going down here is kind of for naught. Okay, well, that really stinks. To the point where I am debating whether it's worth turning around and restarting this run altogether, because that was really the whole point of us going down here. We are getting some of the bonus value just from having the bonus weapon, but we don't get any bonus from fighting Hecate, I don't believe, and this was just a gimme. Okay, that stinks. I legitimately am wondering if it is worth just turning right around and starting this run over again. Let's see what we get from this hammer upgrade. If we really like this, then we might stick with it nonetheless. Attacks destroy 20% of armor based on the total. We haven't taken this before. It does work with the attack. Charge attack has more power. That should still work with the Chaos Boon, although we have to wait until it evolves. Otherwise, we take damage from the charge attack. Attack strike foes. Special has 25% chance to fire automatically. Feel like we would take this.
My silver shines.
At least from a pure value standpoint. Oh, man. I keep on finding ways to screw these up, these runs. Oh, that's just such a silly reason to mess up the run. Just forgetting to set up from a UI standpoint, really more, well, I mean, whatever you want to call it. But could we maybe get some some fabric from Arachne, because that's something that's been a little hard to come by as of late when we've been going up.
Another evening where you're forced to do the bidding of the gods. It's not a partnership you've got with them, you know. They'll tolerate you just as long as they think you're inferior to them. Now here, take this and go.
So, you know, if we can get something out of this run, then that would be great. It might not be quite as rewarding as I'd hoped it would be, but let's see. Additional armor, restore, additional health, more armor, plus 60, and we get one of the fabric again. This is something that we took at least a few times in the past, and that was one of the ways we were getting fabric a little more consistently. Ooh. Plus 20 armor, gain 5 gold whenever you exit a location. If we could maintain the armor, then that has a lot of potential to add up, but that requires a fair bit of execution. The margin for error is small. I don't know if I trust myself. Let's keep it simple. At least go for, as I said, stuff that we know is going to give us some benefit even after this run, so we can at least say, even if we didn't get the thing that we had intended, this run was not for naught. It's been a while since we've seen you, of course. And also, I'm pretty sure that I did a charge attack, and also I basically just face tanked that entire thing and lost most of our armor. I do remember, though, that the big deal with you is kind of getting rid of your armor as quickly as possible, which we have now done. Just so we can stun lock you now. So I did kind of deliberately just face tank as much as possible.
Until we meet again.
Okay, and this is a higher rarity Zeus boon, which is the primary reason why I went in this direction.
Hear me.
So we do already have some Zeus stuff going on. And your strikes emit chain lightning that bounce up to 4 times, but you prime 5. Honestly, I think we take this. We're going pretty big in on the Zeus spam stuff. We have one more room before our Chaos Boon evolves, at which point we can start getting more aggressive on the charged attacks. Just getting attack value in general. This is obviously not actually going to be the last enemy, and also you were armored, so that wasn't going to stagger you. Okay, that's pretty crazy. And then I tried to dash out of this attack because I knew it was coming, yet for some reason it just sent me straight into him and didn't actually dodge. That was actually kind of frustrating.
Next.
Nope. I think it's, if you throw in the dash attacks, yeah, I think that's what's getting some pretty big value. Just waiting for that. Which I will admit, dash attacks are something that I'm not really making much of a point of doing
All of you.
on most runs. Okay, but there's the Chaos Boon evolving. Okay, and do we yet have a boon that we are interested in actually evolving? Or leveling up? I mean, it might... I don't even know if some of these are upgradable. Can we get this? Maybe? Otherwise, we're forced into the dash boon. That still feels like that's a bit of a waste. Otherwise, we're taking gold, which we don't really need right now, but of course long-term can pay dividends, so maybe we still go this way. Oh, and it's a free room.
Okay.
Healing that, I'm pretty sure we just didn't need at all. I think we did need some silver for at least some upgrades. So, okay, again, and we get the extra bonus fire boon, which may or may not be a factor going forward. What is... Wait. Hold on. A new familiar?
Greetings, little raven.
Oh.
Flew off.
Hold on. So there are definitely more familiars that we've yet to unlock, and that almost certainly has to be one of them, right? And we do have some of the resource, yeah, that allows us to befriend familiars, so I think we just need to encounter that a little bit more, that raven, but potentially more reason to go down here, and again, more progress, perhaps not the kind that we would have expected, but progress nonetheless. And I'm kind of tempted to go Hermes here to try to boost up our speed even more. So I kind of like what we have going on with that. I'll be honest with you, I'm now pretty much just spamming the dash and the attack button as quickly as possible once I get up next to an enemy. Which, you know, does involve taking more damage, I guess, but it also does involve dealing more damage, it seems. As to whether that trade-off is worthwhile, well, only time will tell. Only time will tell.
He's always been a very busy god, but never tires out. Now that you've got his lightning strength, how about some lightning speed to boot?
That's the idea. Attack speed would be ideal. Oh! What is this? When you have a ridiculous amount of one specific type of boon, you deal 25% more damage. I'm guessing we're seeing this because we also don't recognize this music, but I'm guessing we're seeing this pop up because we have almost exclusively gotten air boons thus far, probably because of all the Zeus stuff. 8 is a ton, though. That would require some pretty serious dedication to going with Zeus going forward, or other gods or goddesses who we feel are likely to give us air stuff. Otherwise, your first purchase in each location costs 15% less, and another item appears afterward. Ooh. Early on in a run, I do think that's good, and I feel like this is going to take so long for us to get the benefit from it. If we ever get it at all, then I think we take travel deal. And then it does mean we get more value out of our coins. We also don't need to spend quite as many coins, but we want to make sure we are spending aggressively, or at least once per floor, which should happen regardless, but that does tempt me to go with the coins there. I feel like this is just a new song altogether that we haven't heard, probably because we haven't gone down since the new update, at least not outside of Chaos Trials, I don't think. Is there any boon we want to upgrade with the palms? We keep on seeing them, but I think we're still just doing this. Oh. It's been so long since we last saw Artemis. Honestly, at first I thought this was, Nemesis or something. I thought this was going to be some kind of rival encounter. It's been so long since we last seen her. Spam the buttons. Spam more buttons. Yeah, if you want to shoot that annoying one, that's fine with me. Because that basically means that we're going to get a free boon from Artemis at the end of this, right? It's a long encounter, though. Fortunately, we do have some help. Artemis is very regularly going after the enemy that I'm going after, but there we go.
That's all of them.
Okay, we'll nab this. Then we... Hold on. Do we have her keepsake? I honestly don't remember if we do. Hold on, I know we have exactly one nectar, but maybe I'm just forgetting it. I feel like we ought to gift to her. Oh, now we have 2. Okay, definitely in that case.
It's been a pleasure to have worked more closely with you, Sister Artemis. This is hardly worth the gift of impeccable precision, though I wanted you to have it.
We have a nectar to spare, if nothing else.
Doing the old traditions now, are we? Well, sure, then I accept your offering, Sister Melenui, and I've an offering for you in kind.
Oh,
Truly,
okay.
You're the best.
There you go. Honestly, it's been so long since we last saw Artemis, and we saw her early on enough that I kind of just assumed we had her keepsake.
We've bigger problems on Olympus than we counted on, I hear. Our worst fears realized and so on. You'd think I'd be more capable of tracking prey that's Typhon size.
I mean... Your words, not mine.
You were tracking Kronos, me perhaps. But if it's any consolation, finding Typhon ought to be quite easy at this point. Bringing him down, less so.
And we have done that several times already, of course, and that was the primary reason why we were going up so consistently, was to check all that stuff out.
I'll take your word for it. My father's much too proud to call me back to aid in our defense.
Oh.
Says I'm still needed here. If he wants Typhon to himself so badly, he can have him.
Of course, we have seen Zeus make appearances in those Typhon fights. Okay, so let's see. Easy shot, piercing arrow fires toward any foe. Does Artemis just never appear on the surface? I don't think we've seen her there, which kind of tracks with what she was just saying. Would explain why it's been so long since we've seen her. Piercing arrow fires toward any foe damaged by your charge cast. Foes in your cast may take critical damage from your attacks, 10% chance. Random foe occasionally becomes marked. If it takes critical damage, this repeats. I mean, this is the highest rarity one, and the mark lasts for 16 seconds, which means we have a fair bit of time to focus in on that marked enemy. So I feel like we do go for this.
My mark is yours.
And can we ever get multiple Artemis boons from a single run? We might be able to. Oh, and this is automatic
Go on,
fish.
Tula.
Courtesy of Tula.
It's over.
A
She makes
moper.
it look easy.
She does indeed. Okay, I am anticipating that this is the penultimate room. The last one before the boss fight, so I think we definitely want to go for the shop here. We have taken some silly damage. We'll heal, of course, in between rooms a little bit, but we'll still be a little bit hurt before going in here. Okay, and so this is the first purchase we would make post Hermes boon, so this is discounted, and theoretically we're getting a bonus something out of this.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Okay, let's see. We do want a nice attack boon. I honestly am not sure that Zeus is the type of boon we want with that, though. I mean, as we've done many times before, we know Aphrodite has the biggest, just pure damage number. So that is always tempting, especially if we can combine it with Demeter, which may or may not be one of the reasons why I was noting her potential presence earlier. Each encounter... Oh, that's the magic restoration. After you take damage, your foe is struck by lightning, and again, 50% of the time for 100 damage, up to 4 times. Didn't we have... Hold on. One of the other Zeus boons that we got... Your strikes emit chain lightning that bounces up to 4 times. This. I'm just wondering how well that could synergize with Divine Vengeance. It seems like it could. Although, the chain lightning damage is only 15. It's not replicating the 100 base damage from the Divine Vengeance, which would, of course, be a whole lot better. I think we still wait on this. We do have a reroll at some point, but I think this is still good enough. We go for this, and we get a free... Oh! Okay, no, it's not free. It just shows up here again. A new item, and it's another boon. I mean, I think we just take it. More boons than we'd otherwise be able to get here.
Although presumably you must have known, as likely all the unmarked packaging concealing this boon was soaked all the way through.
Okay, we can get his boon. The damage is not that big. The raw damage, at least, is not that... Well, it's not a percentage. It's a flat number, so that's actually a little deceptive. To be honest, I'm not sure how that compares. Otherwise, you're dealing damage with your charge moves. Create a watery blast near the foes... Near the first foe struck. Blade blast damage 70. Remember, our charged attack is very much a thing right now. Wait, hold on. That. We have the attack of any variety. Big bonus from Chaos. But where is this one? The hammer upgrade. Huge base damage on our charge attack. So probably would prefer percentage boosts for our attack rather than a flat change like that. So, again... Probably the ideal one would be Aphrodite, but we could go with this. Or this. We'll take you. Okay, and then I feel like now we have more stuff to benefit from that. That's, I imagine, the dash. Okay, and reason why we didn't really want to focus on that so much before from all those other palms is it's 5 more damage. Woohoo!
Yes, my lord, I spoke the oath, if that is what you mean. Thus in shadow I serve, and to shadow I'll return, ere comes the light of dawn.
Wait, what is that a reference to? I feel like the oath would be a reference to us actually putting on the difficulty modifiers, which I thought I had forgotten to do. Usually we do the one that gives enemies extra shields, which would be very noticeable if we had done it, at least visually. I'm pretty sure... Wait. But it has 2 skulls in the top left corner there, which may mean that it's enough. I mean, I guess we're about to get confirmation. Maybe we just had one active already and I didn't remember what it was, and it's not the usual thing. I think we're going to skip out on the bones. We'll save our gold for future uses.
Synth. I scarce believe my eyes. Seen that little cat about these woods? You have persuaded her to follow you.
Indeed.
Tula did take some convincing, Headmistress.
Wait, yes, she certainly did.
At least most of the time.
How many times did we walk up to her on the surface before she actually joined us? In part because I don't think we have the necessary ingredients to do so.
Moody creatures, cats. Born huntresses, but uncontrollable. I almost fear to see just what this little one can do. With hounds, at least I know exactly where I stand.
Well, speaking of hounds, wait, we did see the dog at the very beginning in the crossroads. It ran away along with Tula. We have, of course, since acquired Tula, but I don't think we've seen the hound since then.
Crossed flames awaken.
Oops. Try that a little bit. Again, pretty much just mashing the buttons as soon as I get next to her. That's close. Oh, that was the correct guess. Somewhat surprisingly. Go get her! Tula, there we go. I'm expecting... Oh. I was expecting her to phase. There we go. I picked a bad place to hide, or did I? One moment, please. Please stop doing that for a moment. I don't like it when you trap me in the corner like that. No one puts baby in the corner. Oh, those are still going. Hello. Did she block me, or no, I blocked her? Hello again. Oh, we don't have enough for that. Okay, never mind. Back to the spamming the dodge attack. The dash attack. Oh, okay. To sheep form we go. Change indeed. Not the kind I was looking for, though. Of course, but we knew it was coming. Just hiding in this corner, which has been surprisingly effective.
Conserve your strength.
Get her, Tula! That very much is a window we could use to attack her, but we'll be okay. You went in the wrong direction. Where'd you go? Oh! You could probably... Do we have enough range to do this? A safe approach? There we go. Alright, so will we get the special reward from this? We're about to find out.
Return to shadow now.
No, we did not. Okay.
Always use more.
Oh no, we did! Okay, I don't know what difficulty modifiers are put on, but apparently we had enough. I didn't check beforehand, so they were just left over from whatever we had active previously. Alright. Maybe this run is worthwhile after all, for potentially several reasons. Okay, we'll take that. Will we get some smack talk?
Out of Erebus.
You rabble-rousing miscreant again?
We will. Also, great vocabulary. Okay, so let's see. Does this count as our first purchase of the floor? I guess not. Whenever you would take damage... Oh, right, we heal. That's not all that meaningful right now. Yarn of Ariadne. Is this also only active going down? Because I feel like we haven't seen this going up. Yeah, I mean, the types of shops are different between going up and going down. Going down, you get the stuff immediately. Going up, it's a delay. But I do like the increased rarity potential. And then, we don't need this anymore. Do we... Oh, let's see what this is all about. The new keepsake from Artemis. For the next region, gain plus 20% critical damage chance. But you are limited to 30 max life? What? Or do you mean we can only gain a maximum of 30 max life in the next area? I don't know. That's a little scary sounding. I feel like we might want to test that out in... I mean, I guess this is still just the second floor, so could be worse times to use it, but maybe this is still not the best time to be trying it out. I mean, as we were saying, getting the Aphrodite attack boon would be really nice. So if we could squeeze that in, that would be great. Maybe we do go this route. It's tried and tested. We've done it many times before, but especially if we go with the yarn and have a higher probability of that showing up. Oh, that was the one that gets immediately replaced. Okay, so that is good to know. That does still count in mini shops, and we would prefer for that to be triggering at a full-blown shop, I think, for sure. Okay, but we check that off. That's very good. Get the bonus reward, which I had pretty much all but written off at that point. Whoa.
They never learn.
Oh, you are still alive. We have something on our special, right? I don't remember what it is, though.
Let that be a lesson.
Well, that does give us a little bit of max life as well. Okay. Which means this would as well. Otherwise, bones, which we found, we can actually blow through those pretty quickly if we buy any of the very rare crafting materials from the shopkeeper. But usually we're saying, oh, let's prioritize the run at hand, which means a little bit of bonus life is always useful. Alright, we do have the marked target. Okay, it's a little hard to sneak in there safely. That's not it. It's not all. Still not all. No! Unfortunate, the direction that you started that attack in. Which has led to us taking a fair bit of damage, actually. Can still heal a somewhat... I mean, it adds up, the amount that we heal in between rooms. Okay, so would have liked to have gone for an early shop to benefit big time from that Hermes boon, but we kind of wasted it on the mini shop. We should still have at least one more shop in the penultimate room, so I think we take this room here, and it's been a very long time.
I just can't.
Since we last saw Narcissus. Oh, another fishing opportunity as well.
What happened to us, man?
Come on out.
One less sooner.
Okay. And we have done very little fishing overall. And that does give us, the same resource, the, bones, right?
Oh, it's you again. Look, I want you to leave me alone, okay? Because I'm in a state of grief. And the only one I want to see me that way is me.
The delivery of that is me. It sounded like a Batman.
State of grief? Wait. What's with the water here? It's gone all murky or something. Oh no, you can't see a reflection anymore.
Ooh.
Don't need to rub it in, dummy. Not like you can do something about it anyway. A lot of things turn ugly after a while. So please excuse me while I mourn for what I've lost.
Okay, let's see. I don't even remember what his boons are, and there's a chance that they've changed since we last saw him, since it's been at least one update. So, receive a gift of a random boon plus random seed. Gain max magic and psyche, healing, and some ashes. We have taken some damage, but since we don't take any damage in this room, gives us a little bit of bonus healing in a way. Or at least healing with no risk of taking damage. I feel like this still has by far the most upside.
Some seeds.
Okay. And then... Oh, okay. I thought I was going over to the treasure troves here? The chests? Oh. Were those always there, or did they only show up once we took this boon?
Let's get to work.
Hephaestus.
Normally it'd be otherwise.
Well, that means he's getting extra rarity, not Aphrodite. No.
She's been busy putting all my arms and armor to the test. Good news is the testing's going well.
Okay, so this is the one that got the extra rarity from the Yarn of Ariadne. Does give us a high base value on the attack, which does work well with that Chaos boon. However, I was has a cooldown, and this is of course the least rare option. Although the damage actually doesn't go up, it's the cooldown that improves with rarity from Hephaestus, or maybe that's level? Don't remember exactly. Gain some armor, prevent foes from strikes from knocking you back. Start of each encounter impervious for 8 seconds. I mean, we've taken this before. It is very nice. I think we'll do it. Sometimes we get a little carried away with it and end up taking damage, a whole bunch of damage as soon as the imperviousness expires, but still, I think it's worth it. And, okay, might have missed out on the Yarn of Ariadne boosting the rarity for Aphrodite, but a mini-boss will also improve the rarity, and we still have a reroll. We've never seen this before. What the heck is this? It's a whole bunch of jellyfish. Everybody panic. Oh, and we have the imperviousness, which I already forgot about. He's spinning like crazy! I don't know if I should be targeting all these little guys, or if I should be going after the big guy. Maybe these respawn, maybe they don't. This just makes me think of the... what is it? It's a Hermes boon, I think, that gives you... or maybe it's... Oh, that's their attack. I think it's a Hermes boon that gives you extra damage for every enemy you've killed in the past 30 seconds, which... for an encounter like this, feels like, oh my god, like that would be incredible. Oh, and you weren't even over here at the time. Okay, obviously I don't know how this encounter really works. You do this... do your breakdancing maneuver, okay. You have a projectile attack of some variety. What is that? What? He hit us with ink! Because he's a squid! So I'm assuming this is a new encounter altogether, unless for whatever reason we just didn't see it, despite it not being new. Okay, he has mostly armor, not that much health. We did take a fair bit of damage from that. I suppose that's not too much of a surprise, given how it was entirely new, but it was cool.
Passion strikes at the unlikeliest times, spurring us past the limits that we know. Pray, welcome it as I, and go with all my blessings from the bottom of my heart.
Okay, so we're looking for big rarity attack boon here. We did not see it. Cast boon of high rarity, but I think we have to try using our reroll here. Do we actually have 2 rerolls?
Let's do it.
Oh, lower rarity and still not what we're looking for here. Oh, we can rarify with her boon, yes. So maybe in that case, what we're doing here is basically just establishing Aphrodite precedent. And then after that, we hope that on a subsequent occasion, we see her attack boon show up and we use our keepsake to rarefy it. Now, we would like to take off the keepsake after this floor, so I would like to see her later on this floor, so we can get the special, which has a huge damage boost as well, but it's also specifically for close-up stuff. Any max life rewards are greater. Earlier you get it, the better, and it's still relatively early, so that's not too bad. Deal more damage while you have a lot of life. That is not currently the case. It's 12% bonus damage. Honestly, I feel like that's not high enough to feel all that special. We have so few major boons. We only have, of the like primary attack options, we have the dash, no attack, no special, no cast. So, wouldn't be the worst thing to load up a bit on that. Oh, we did also see that one that gives us... we didn't take it, but the one that would give us extra value if we had a whole bunch of boons of the same element. So, if we did take air, we might be able to benefit from that in the future.
There are such creatures born of nightmare and the sea, which float eternally toward death and decay, and so invariably find themselves exactly here.
I mean, here or the Rift of Thessaly, honestly, is not that different. I mean, it's almost like the Charybdis encounter.
I think I just stepped in one.
Oh, no. Okay. You are just a normal shade, not one that we can compel. I think... oh, we did just improve the value of the heart, so we probably should take this. Otherwise, I mean, what would we upgrade? I don't know. So, yeah. I think we... especially since we took a fair bit of damage. Probably wouldn't hurt to go a little more defensive. Oh, right, and imperviousness as well. It's just so easy to forget about it. We can start to hear Scylla with her song. We know we're starting to get a little close. Just exclusively these guys. And those guys.
Spouts are up.
Oh. Wasn't even trying to attack that guy, but he took a bunch of damage from our chain lightning. Similar here. That works. Okay, I don't think we took any damage. And now this is 38 rather than the usual 30 bonus life, so that's useful. Oh, that looks nifty as well. We do have a mini shop. Honestly, I was just gonna say, some healing right now wouldn't be the worst thing. What is this? Sacrifice boon. Wait, sacrificial hymn. Sacrifice boons will become offered as soon as possible, and your next gains +2 levels. We've never seen this before. I feel like this is new. We've never taken it. I feel like we've never seen it either. One of the prophecies on the fated list indicates choose this. Boons with improved rarity that will require you to give up another boon instead, right? The ones where you basically swap an existing boon of a certain type for a different god or goddess's boon of the same type. And it would be a higher rarity, and in this case it's also going to give us additional levels as well. But potentially the only one that would apply to would be our dash. And we do have some synergies going with the dash. I mean, really, probably other sorts of Zeus things that benefit more from that. But, if anything, I feel like it's just healing here. Which, yeah, you know, I think I'm going to take it.
I have the gold.
Wait, does it? Hold on. I need to read the fine print on the Hermes boon again. Where is it? I might have just gone past it. Your first purchase in each location costs less, and another item appears afterward. So what's throwing me off is we've had another item appear afterward twice. I thought that only happened for the first purchase as well. Grammatically speaking, this might be a little... This sentence might be a little faulty. Your first purchase in each location costs less, and any purchase makes another item appear afterward, is what it seems like at the moment, unless this is like technically some little bug because we've been purchasing from these mini shops instead of a full-blown shop. I'm not sure. After the duration, restore 50% health. It would be after 4 encounters, which might be in and around the boss fight, which could be kind of convenient, but I'm gonna take a chance on us and hope that we're gonna be okay. And then the duo boon here, not the gods or goddesses I would like to see. Probably prefer Zeus plus Aphrodite above anything else. But it's still 2 boons in one room. And chaos afterward. Oh, that's probably going to be active for the boss fight. So we're going to have to think hard about that. But that is tempting. So we do already have one of each of these, of course. But that's the hammer upgrade. Not to be confused with Hephaestus, who often has hammers. His is the imperviousness, that's what we have from him. And then it's the knockback on charge moves is what we have from Poseidon. I think we take this.
What's really? Me?
What? Really? Attack and special deal more damage for each earth boon we have. We only have 2. But it's 5% more damage per boon? That's very... And it's active immediately. So that's very easy to activate. Here is the higher rarity version of the attack boon from him, and it's still 200 damage, but yes, as anticipated, it's just the cooldown that's faster. Wait. We restore 150 magic every time we get hit? That's kind of insane. Although we haven't really been using much, I feel like we have to do this. That's also tempting, but again, we're kind of saving up. Waiting patiently for Aphrodite, hopefully.
Swimming in dangerous waters with such antics, niece. If you so wish to see what lurks in these depths, fine.
Fitting in this location.
Had to do it.
Okay, remember, we are impervious. So get aggressive at the beginning. Spam the dash attack as much as possible. That was the Poseidon effect that I just ran straight into, of course. Okay, the chain lightning definitely helps. With all the little enemies, go away Poseidon's attack. Okay, we did get hit a little bit there, but not too bad for a double, or a Trial of the Gods room.
Oh, this little fishy can bite back. Perhaps I shouldn't be rewarding you for this, but I just cannot help myself.
Okay, we get your attack, higher rarity this time around than we saw previously, but still, again, I mean, we might might get ourselves in trouble if we wait too long and just never see Aphrodite show up with her attack boon. That has definitely happened to us before, but... let's see here. Cast also immediately hit foes in front of you with a powerful splash. Is that her normal, or his normal, cast? It might be. And since we don't have any cast boons yet, yeah, we should probably take that. But yeah, I was thinking of, Scylla's song is now very loud, very prominent, and, it might be the next room. In which case, yes, this would definitely be active. We have taken a little bit of damage and would take more still from just entering, let alone whatever the downside from this is. There's something to be said for going with the Hex setup from Selene, because we do technically have charged attack stuff, but not a ton of it. Let's take the risk. It's a little bold, but I'm up for it. No bonus resources this time, unfortunately. We did luck out at the very beginning, of course.
Hail, almighty chaos.
Let's see. What? Legendary from Chaos? For the next 4 encounters, whenever you take damage, you are stunned for 0.7 seconds. In a boss arena, that sounds horrible. But afterward, you gain an extra Death Defiance. Can we get away with this? This is horrible timing. But the reward is fantastic, and we've definitely never seen that before. What are the alternatives? Just out of curiosity. Next 4 encounters take damage when we do our special. Afterward, boons have a higher rarity. That is good, especially fairly early on, so you could make the case for that. And special, I don't think we have anything going for it yet, so it's not a horrible thing to have that have a downside in the short term. Next 4 locations, hidden reward. Afterward, we use less magic. That's definitely not worth it. This might kill us, like, immediately in the boss encounter, but I feel like we have to try it, because it's just so interesting. I mean, the downside is interesting. The upside, honestly, is not that unique, I guess. We have seen other sources of additional Death Defiance. It's extremely strong, yes. It's just that, it's not that, it's not like it changes anything mechanically all that much. Which is, I guess, sort of more so what I would expect from a legendary Chaos boon, or legendary boons in general are usually much more out of the ordinary. But okay, we'll try it. I think this is going to be Scylla right now. Oh no, it's the penultimate room, which means, yeah, the next encounter is going to be Scylla. And then, of course, it's still going to be active. If we make it out of that fight, it will still be active. Oh. If we make it out of the fight, it will still be active for the next floor, and the next floor, of course, gets more difficult as well. Okay, so we make a purchase, and this is getting the discount. It may or may not have another item appear after the fact, and we have enough money where we could... I mean, we should take this. It benefits the most from the discount.
Olympus, accept this message.
And... you strike foes with your weapon, a spirit bubble may appear, and the spirit bubble restores magic. I remember that being a thing. Charge cast, gains power, knock foes away. I don't like these. I don't really want to use a reroll, but I feel like we might kind of have to. Because these are all not... I mean, again, like attack boom, yes, technically is good. But this is not the one we've been looking for and waiting for. So here's the reroll. After you strike foes with your weapon, a spirit bubble may appear. It's a higher rarity this time. Specials hit foes with a splash, knocks other foes away. I guess we go for the special boon. Random. And this is where we just hope that this is Aphrodite. And then we still have enough for this. And then we probably don't buy the palm, just because then we're using up almost all of our money, even if we technically could still afford this. Okay, it's Zeus. Let's see what we get out of it. Oh! Whenever you first deal damage to susceptible foes, you may destroy them out. Does this work on bosses? Wait. What? Lightning Bolt forever remains a symbol of the impulsive power of Lord of Olympus. There also was not flavor text for the legendary boons before, was there? If this works on bosses, that is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's only a 20% chance, So maybe it's just sort of the game is saying, all right, it might work on bosses. It's a 1 in 5 chance. We're just gonna, if you do happen to get that 1 in 5 to hit, then things suddenly got way easier for you. But since that's unlikely, it's not going to make that much of a difference. Or at least on average, it's not going to be that much of a difference maker, unless you're going to a boss fight where there are technically 3 separate bosses, and you have a much better chance of getting at least one of them to instantly disappear. So, just first, what does susceptible foes mean? That's what's kind of throwing me off here. Whenever you first deal damage to susceptible foes, because that feels like that could be a way in which bosses are technically excluded. I mean, we obviously are taking this. It just raises some questions about exactly how it works. And we do get the bonus value out of this, and we are susceptible to this Chaos Boon, which could make things very scary in this encounter, so I think we need all the defenses we can get. And then it would basically cost all of our remaining money. So I feel like we do need to save here, since we want to make at least 1 purchase per floor, ideally more than that. So, alright. Here we go. There are a number of interesting things that could happen here. The Paralyzing Defiance, it's gonna happen, at least at some point. Can we get permastunned from this? I wonder. Oh, wait, but we have the immunity at the beginning of the encounter. Oh, okay, that's actually huge. We need to be careful as soon as it expires. But then there's this as well, which could also be incredible. Alright, something interesting is going to happen here. Good or bad, we'll have to see.
Are you, lady? Just pulling our fins, trying to get our hopes up, only to dash them against the rocks. How low can you sink?
Get your hopes up. Listen to me. I seek Kronos, not you. Perhaps you shall be hunted by some other agent, though.
You better believe it, gals. Even this lady knows a rising star when she sees one, when she hears one. And she's gonna put in a good word for us, won't she?
Alright. Gotta be quick here. Okay, remember, we are going to take... Oh, we did immediately destroy the guitarist, didn't we? No, we did not. I take it back. Okay, now we will get stunned. We are no longer immune. Oh, except we also have immunity for the first few hits in a boss encounter. So I don't know if that affects it. If it will still get stunned. Well, we resisted some of those and didn't seem to get stunned, so I think that's our answer. No, that was bad. That's also very bad. Okay, there's the stun. Oh, and stun again. Yep. Forgot how good this song is, though. Have I said before that I've legitimately had this, oh, I'm gonna get hit here. Or not. I've legitimately had this song stuck in my head, like at work, after, like, not playing this game at all. Which obviously, you know, it's not the thing that you want to be, like, singing aloud or anything like that, but it's very catchy. Ooh, okay, not a big fan. Not a big fan. Oh, did you stun me out of getting the charge attack in there? You might have. Nope. Oh, don't stand there. Okay. We have enough range to do that? Nope. Okay, we can sort of sneak in a little bit. Nope. There we go. Fortunately, you also are the targeted one. Oh, okay, that's not good, though. And I'm surprised that didn't stun us. It did stun us. Nope, don't hit me. It's so creative, lyrically, even if it's, you know, as I said, not really the thing you want to be singing at work. Oh, no, don't run into that. Whoa. The stun is kind of delayed sometimes. It's a little off-putting. It doesn't happen when you think it's going to happen. It happens after we finish sprinting, which is weird. Okay, don't be in there. Do be in here. Oh, we got the drummer. Okay. Kind of going for the guitarist. And slash, we're going to need to go for the guitarist at some point. There we go. Oh, that was bad. There's the stun. She's down. Oh, okay, that didn't look like a good time to walk up to you. Oh, that's not the direction I wanted that to go in. Can we at least poke you? Just want to be careful about her big hits, especially that prolonged attack when we're potentially subject to getting stunned. She hasn't summoned all the enemies yet, which I'm a little surprised about. That's probably about to happen now. Or not. It would help if I hit her. Here it is. With the chain lightning, that should hopefully help. Does she what the heck? Who said that? Oh, that was Zeus. Okay. I thought that was Skilla. I was like, what the heck happened to Skilla? Her voice dropped so much. But no, that was the sound of Zeus with his legendary boon proccing on a random fish, which doesn't really help. All right. Well, we beat the second boss, which is more than we could say for our upward runs for a while, so that's good. And there was some worry that that Chaos Boon was going to cause us some serious trouble, and it did to a certain extent make things a little bit trickier, but didn't have to use any Death Defiances, and ultimately healed back basically all the damage that we took. Ooh. This is tempting. We have a lot of Chaos stuff going on already, but it doesn't cost us any life. It's at the very beginning of the floor, so we are not at risk of this still being active during the final floor boss fight, Cerberus. Of course, mini-boss could spice things up a bit there. I think we take it.
Trade.
Again, another version pops up, but we have so little money right now, I think we just have to wait. I'm surprised. Honestly, I kind of forgot that we were so low on dough. So we were still able to afford that, but if we get an early shop here, it's going to be tough. Okay, so this room should be empty. It's been so long since we were here. Where is the exit? Just asking for a friend? Like, actually, though? Here we go. Okay, ooh. Hammer. Magic. I mean, again, technically the charge attack. We do have... Oh, the Chaos Room! No, Lids! Okay, in my defense... Well, first of all, obviously, I screwed that up royally. On the other hand, the fact that that room was absolutely humongous and it was not clear at all where the exit was made me completely forget about it. Until we were in the animation to walk through the door and I saw it out of the corner of my eye. Well, we did waste money on that.
More of those shades.
I don't think it's gonna continue to show up. I think we functionally miss it altogether. We can get, obviously, the little bonus rewards here, but that's really just a consolation prize. We would have gotten anyway. Well, I mean, obviously we wouldn't have gotten it in the Chaos Room, but they appear regardless in these sorts of rooms. Oh, there's the stun.
Show me the
Did
way.
get hit. See, if we had this in the previous room, which might have existed, I don't know, but it would have helped quite a bit. The hammer.
Stand back.
Oh no. Maybe the hammer will be better than the Chaos Boom, to be honest.
Is for the both of us here any moment now.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Race you.
These guys count? I don't know if they do.
Come off it.
I don't know if these guys count. because I don't think they're technically part of this encounter. Zeus is definitely helping, though. Nope. Okay, we did win.
Foes eliminated.
Fair is fair.
Okay, so we did ultimately get bonus gold, which we did need a lot from doing that, and we get the hammer, which we would have missed out on had we gone to the Chaos Room. So honestly, not that we would have known it, but it probably, you could make a strong case that that actually was more rewarding than the Chaos Room would have been. Let's see, especially it also helps us progress our existing Chaos Boon more quickly. Attacks deal 30%, plus 30% damage, and reach further ahead. Ooh, I do like that, and we haven't taken it yet. I do like the additional attack speed as well. If your attacks strike foes, yeah, special has a chance to activate as well. I feel like we do this. I mean, any of those attack boons would be nice. Okay, we have the immunity. But yeah, we needed the gold so we could get more aggressive on the shops, because otherwise we were going to run into some trouble there, not being able to benefit from our Hermes boon. And the hammer did absolutely live up to the expectations.
That was all of them.
And that probably was another reason why I did not notice the Chaos Room until it was too late, because, well, I got excited by the hammer. Okay, so we have one more room before our Chaos Boon evolves, which I think is probably reason enough not to go mini-boss here, because being stunned in the mini-boss fight, we haven't done... There's at least one very frustrating mini-boss on this floor, and each individual encounter here progresses the Chaos Boon evolution, so we just need to do one of these to get the Chaos to be ready to go. Been a while since we picked this up. I don't know... Oh, we actually had a lot of that. Okay, now you're about to do your annoying skill, that. Just trying to make it so we aren't hit by all of you simultaneously. All for just a little bit of magic. Is there the tree here? Yeah, hold on a second.
Golden once again.
Okay, get a little bit more mini magic. Oh, there's a big guy there. Didn't even see you. Okay, honestly, those little magics are adding up. Okay, let's nab you first. This should be enough to evolve the Chaos Boon. We are going to get stunned at the end of this combo, which is actually interesting. So if you're in the middle of a dash, it waits until you're done with the dash before the stun happens. If you're in the middle of just spamming an attack combo, it also waits until you're done doing that. So I was able to delay our stun a ton just by continuing to spam attack. Which is kind of useful, because if there are a bunch of enemies surrounding you and they're all potentially going to hit you while you're stunned, if spamming the attack button means there are less enemies to punish you, then you're probably going to take less damage in the process. Okay, but the Chaos Boon did just evolve. That means we got an extra Death Defiance, which is great. We did not get punished, at least not very badly, from having that downside of the boon. Let's see. Chance-based effects are more likely to occur except dodge or daze. Oh man. Okay, we have seen this before. It is not additive, it is multiplicative, I think I remember. So, for example, if you were to look at, I don't know, say this, and say 20% chance for instant destruction, it does not turn into 60%. It would turn into, what, 28%? Which honestly is probably still reason enough to go with that. Yeah, it has to be that. Right? Is my mental math correct? Yes. Okay. Is there anything else that was chance-based? Oh, we have some crit stuff. I don't know if it affects marked. The chance for marked to give us a crit, or if that's one step removed too much for that to apply. Anything else that benefits from? Oh, our revenge boon from Zeus, wherever that is. Now a 70% chance for this to hit again. That's 100 damage a hit, so that's pretty significant. Okay, so at least a few things benefiting from that.
My cans.
Oh, okay. It is nice that Zeus has that little voice line when he does auto-kill something, because otherwise I feel like it'd be a little hard to notice at times. It's still not always clear which of the things is it that is getting auto-killed.
That's that.
But at least we know that it's happening. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So we are in duo boon territory for Zeus and Poseidon, at the very least. If we were to go here, it is a mini-boss. Or at least our Chaos boon has evolved, so we're not as susceptible to getting stun-locked to death there, although it wasn't as bad as I'd feared it might be. But this is also hard to turn down. What was our most recent reward we just picked up? Oh, was it magic? Because there is that option here that gives us another copy of the reward we just picked up. So if you anticipate that this might happen, you can deliberately, like if you can double up on a hammer, that'd be amazing, but I think we still do this. That's, of course, only one of 3 options. Oh, we'll take it. Oh, we have a ton of those. Okay.
Hey, Echo. Glad you're here.
Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Glad you're here.
I spoke with Narcissus again.
True.
I'm certain that he really wants what's best for you. How could he not? Among the countless souls here, you're so generous and sweet.
So generous and sweet. And sweet. And sweet.
Let's see. Manifest a copy of... Okay, it's Centaur Heart. That's not too bad, especially once you factor in we're getting a little bit of bonus from that. Double the level of your boon with the highest... We have... I don't know if we've upgraded any... Oh, we upgraded our dash once. Yeah. Then we had a bunch of palms that we passed up on that would have had to have gone on our dash. So we could have gotten that ridiculously high, but let's see. What is this? Gain... Increase max life... Wait, gain... Yeah, max life and max magic based on their limits, but lose 25% of this after each location. So short term, we get a big burst of max life and magic, but it does then deplete. It means we would have a lot of life. I feel like we just go for this then. Go for the permanent version of that. It's not quite as dramatic, but no, it's not really the short term that we need. It's the longer term that's more important.
Thank you, Echo.
Do that, and we're almost at 300 health, which is very nice threshold to reach. Another one of these. Wow. Ooh. Okay, so we... Wait, what did we do with our... Did I forget to swap our keepsake? I did. Okay, well, we never got the chance... Oh, man. Messed up a bunch of things, but we never got the chance to use the Aphrodite keepsake for its intended purpose, which was to set up the Aphrodite attack boon. So I think we do go that direction for that purpose. And then... Oh, what? What was that based on? I don't know. It's because I dashed into them, kind of, sort of. Let's hope. Let's hope we get the Aphrodite attack boon here. Oh, we get the max health from just entering this room as well, which potentially, ow, gets us even closer to 300 life. Okay, so there's Aphrodite. Just, let's see. We can pick up the tree for navigational purposes, wherever you might be. There you are.
Illuminate my path.
Healing. Okay, let's wait on that. I think we go Aphrodite first. Trying to deal a lot of damage to you guys while we are immune. We did take some damage in the process, though. Soon after the immunity faded. This does happen. They changed the color of these guys. They used to be red. I feel like there's a little more visual clarity with the... Ow, he says as he walks into their hit. A little more visual clarity when they're blue. I do think I prefer that. They blend in a little bit more when they're red. Oof. The infusion, we do have a lot of air boons now. This was not what I had in mind. 3% chance to dodge per air boon, so it's 18% dodge chance right now. potentially more. This is nice, though. Prime more magic for base 9 damage on the attack. And we can still... It's not the main attack boon, which is what we were looking for, but it does mean we could still get that later on, or some other type of attack boon, and get a little bit of the best of both worlds. The flat damage plus a percentage damage upgrade. I mean, I like both of these for sure. But I guess we take defense, offense, of course. We have a lot of health, so maybe we go with this. We can pick up the healing, but I think we just wait it out a little longer and see if we take even more damage. Then, of course, we benefit even more from the healing. Let's go Hephaestus now.
I'm ready for you.
You're still alive. You're going to be a pain in the butt. Unfortunately, I did not kill you, for imperviousness faded. Oh, no, in that direction, please. Nope. Don't 1000 punch me. Oh, the knockback from the special is very nice as well for crowd controlling these guys, I'm realizing. He says, as the enemy does not get knocked back, and therefore does in fact hit him.
Be again at peace.
Let's see. Whenever you take damage, shrug a little bit of it off and restore magic. Gain bonus max life based on how much magic we have. Does that factor in how much we have primed? Because we have a lot primed right now. I feel like this is still the right... I know it's the lowest rarity, but I think it's still the most beneficial regardless. So it's a question of, is this going to be about 20 max life, or is it more than that?
The Smith God's power.
35, okay, so it did factor in even the magic that was primed, I think. And that means we are over 300 life, which is pretty cool, with a floor to go still. Well, 4.5, really. Ooh. You're big. Trying to deal with you while we still have the imperviousness, although I'm gonna bail before we get hit. Okay. Get rid of some of you guys, ideally. Or miss. More of the just random dudes. Can I hit you through that? Oh, I can dash strike through it accidentally. Okay. Now we get the gold. And we're in a decent place gold-wise, so that is good. This might... Oh, okay. I was gonna say, this might cause us to take more damage than we heal now. There are more random enemies? Did they drop gold? We are taking a little bit of damage here, but... 326. Does that go up? Does not. There were definitely more random enemies here. Still doesn't go up? Okay, I'm not really sure there's anything to be gained in that case. I'm fighting these guys. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Then we heal. Get up to full health. And now we have enough money. I mean, we might be getting kind of close to the... Yeah, penultimate room. This might be it, because each room on this floor is kind of several rooms bundled into one. And we do have enough that we can do some stuff here, fortunately. Oh, we have a bazillion of these, but we'll take more, I guess. Okay, and now this is where we get the discount, and we get something else popping up after the fact that we should still be able to afford. So let's do this. There is duo boon potential, I think. Yeah. Or even legendary.
In the name of Hades.
It's a swap on the sprint. The sprint from Poseidon can be pretty nice. We've seen from that Chaos run where it was all based around this. It was pretty incredible. That was with a whole bunch of supporting boons to go along with it, but with heroic rarity and level 2, the damage is very high. The first foe you run into on a sprint. I mean, the thing with the dash is that it does have some supporting boons with the chaining lightning stuff. And I guess this doesn't have to be lightning, I don't think. This is tempting. Splash effects from Poseidon also inflict slip, which makes enemies take bonus damage. That'd be from the cast and from the special. I don't know if I've used the cast once, but the special, as we were saying, we have started to use a bit. Hit surrounding foes with a powerful splash as they start to strike. How exactly does that work? Hit surrounding foes with a powerful splash as they start to strike. Does that prevent them from hitting? Does that knock them back and potentially save us from getting hit? Turning this into an actual defensive boon of sorts? I don't know. All these you might be able to make a case for. This is probably the most straightforward. This one, I feel like we keep the Zeus.
The ocean's fury.
And then maybe we double down.
In the name of Hades.
Okay. Could get the attack boon, yes. Start of each encounter. Okay, this is huge with the imperviousness. So that means we just go to town at the beginning of the encounter. While we can't take damage, we are also dealing a bunch of extra damage, and the timing of them is almost perfectly aligned. We have a little more... The bonus damage is a little bit longer than the imperviousness. Okay, we can't afford any... Or, we can afford that. But we should save, so we can purchase things at the next shop, or I don't know if we're going to be able to afford anything at the mini shop in between floors, but on the next floor...
Until we meet again.
Cerberus is next, and it's been a long time since we last saw Cerberus. Remember, we're going crazy here at the beginning. Spam the attack, and maybe this attack in particular. Whoa, where do I go? I don't remember that. I don't remember that taking up so much area of effect. We did not get him to instantly get deleted. Again, I don't know how the whole, like, only eligible enemies can get hit by this thing takes effect. Because I could see a world in which it's just impossible to hit bosses with it. That would just be too overpowered. Stop bothering the dog? Oh, I was like, wait, what? I thought that's what you said, but what dog are you referring to? Cerberus. I mean, technically, they're on Cerberus' team right now. Trying to chase us after us? Is that a thing? What's he doing? Oh, okay, we still have resistance left. That's good. He has a fire breath ability that he hasn't used yet. I'm a little surprised it hasn't happened. This might be it. Incoming? Or not? No, he's running away again. Is he? No, he's not. Oh, this, okay. Enough magic for that. Never mind. Again, okay, there are small areas we can run to. There's the fire breath. It is a good window to attack him, of course, if you can manage to sneak behind him quickly enough. Wasn't great timing, but where did he just jump? That was close. I'm very surprised that we did not get hit from those. You can see how much of a difference it made at the beginning when we had the imperviousness and we could just get the bonus damage as well. That's where most of our damage came from. There we go. Okay. Not too bad.
Cleansed of his thick miasma coat, the triple-headed Cerberus finally relents.
All right. So if nothing else, we've made it to the last floor. We've gotten
You're all right.
the bonus reward from Hecate way back when that I did not think we had set ourselves up for, and a few other things along the way as well. Oh, what?
You there? You're from Elysium.
You're a different color.
I'll leave you to it then.
Wait, it's our biggest fan from Elysium in Hades 1. Wait. Is it? Our biggest and best fan ever? And a crossover from Hades 1? Except technically that would mean that you were Zacharias' fan, more so than you were ours, but we'll take it.
As planned.
Okay. So of course, ideally we would defeat Kronos, but I think there is still something to be said for, at the very least, making it this far, relative to what we've had in our previous runs, going up at least. And here we see, since we have so much max life, the amount of healing we get from these sorts of sources is very nice. So we still haven't gotten the chance to get the Aphrodite boon. We have the Aphrodite precedent, yes, but it might be worth swapping over to one of our go-tos for the final floor, the Luckier Tooth, at which point we would have a crazy number of Death Defiances, which I almost said Rekindling. No, this is not Pyre. That's a different Supergiant game. I think we still do it. And then at this point, beggars can no longer be choosers. We just need to take more or less the first attack boon we find.
All right.
Because if we don't, we run the risk of just never getting one at all. And we have attack as the primary thing that we have set up. So, wait, there's only one shop on this floor, and it's the super shop at the very end, right? But of course we can still get boons from rooms along the way. So this Yarn of Ariadne is still meaningful. Store whenever you enter a location for 3 encounters. We're at full life right now, at least. Oh, these are getting discounted. That's why this is so unbelievably inexpensive. If we were picking this up slightly later, I think it would still be active for the Kronos fight. I don't think it quite lasts long enough. If we take it this early, it might. Honestly, it might. If we still take this. It's so inexpensive. Let's do it. We could sell a boon here if we really were concerned about how much money we have. Honestly, I wouldn't rule out selling this. So we've not used our cast once. Our special, yes. Our cast, not so much. It's mostly dash attack. I don't know that we need the gold that desperately. Of course, it's hard to know definitively until we actually see what our options are going to be and how much gold we'll have to spend on them. Yeah, now I'm just thinking back to the Chaos boon we missed earlier, and honestly,
should be a clear path to
I think it might be best the way we went, where we missed a Chaos boon, but we got a very nice hammer upgrade instead.
Whatever brings you to my doorstep once again.
And it has been a while. It has been a while since we last encountered Kronos, so might require a little more strategery, a little more planning to remind ourselves about what does and does not work well against him. Just take the ranged approach, because it's safer, theoretically. Did we get any reward from this room? No? Oh, wait. We don't? Uh-oh. I forgot that. Okay. Just clear things out as quickly as possible. It's very crowded in here, though. Just trying to make it a little less crowded, ideally. Would kind of like to get rid of these turrets. Okay, no need to anymore, though. These rooms don't give anything. I did not remember that. I know there were optional rooms that gave us more stuff. Oh, well, we have to go here.
Greetings, Father.
And I remember,
Look who it is.
Cerberus would never let us pet him.
Three-headed Cerberus eyes every surface of the chamber all at once.
Come on. Come on, Cerberus. No! I'm crushed.
In shadow I serve.
I cannot believe that I'm asking, but how fares Olympus in all this? Even trapped within this chamber, it is evident to me that the Titan's legions are at war.
Well, we have fared, outside of the last few runs going up, somewhat well.
The surface swarms with the dead, and the armies of Kronos are besieging the mountain. Our family is holding them back. I've been trying to break the stalemate in their favor, but all in all, it's not a pretty sight up there right now.
Not a pretty sight up there. You mean to say you've seen all this firsthand? How?
Oh, is this our first time seeing Hades since we've been to the surface? Is that actually the case?
You mean our birthright? Would you believe I learned a means by which I could withstand the surface climate for a while? Long enough to make a difference up there. Or to try.
Impossible. Yet seemingly all these impossibilities continue to occur. So you must vanquish the Titan, as well as come to the rescue of Olympus. How utterly absurd that you are burdened with all that.
Surprisingly sympathetic. Restore 1% of the damage you deal until you reach the limit of 100 life? I mean, we've definitely taken it before, and it can help. We have a lot of death defiances and a lot of total health, so in the grand scheme of things, 100 is not that much. Cast, launch a projectile that dead ahead. Binding circle forms where it hits. 200 impact damage. I mean, we didn't sell our cast, so maybe we can benefit more from this. In your confrontation with Kronos, he takes a burst of damage after the first 3 seconds, reducing his life by 20%. Honestly, that's pretty tempting. Combine that with our imperviousness. At the beginning of the encounter, we just go crazy, and across those two types of things, well, imperviousness, bonus damage, and this 20% damage after 3 seconds, he might phase very quickly, potentially cutting us off a little early. That would be the only downside, but I feel like that still might be the way to go.
Indeed. May it be of use.
Hold on, Father.
Still no? Maybe if we get the dog familiar, that would make a difference? I don't know. We might also have the bonus speed still active by the time we get to Kronos at this rate. Oh man, the stagger is pretty insane. We absolutely stagger locked. Oh, that guy, and then I completely missed that other dude. I was expecting, yeah, to see some of these shielded guys, though, eventually. Ow. Enemies who have armor, which means we cannot stagger them. Okay, there we go. Took some damage that I would have liked not to have taken. I don't know if we've ever done a mini-boss on this floor. Ever. But this would give us a high rarity Aphrodite opportunity with the help of the Yarn of Ariadne, which has not yet procced. It would mean one more encounter, which means a little less time. Well, I mean, if we're just counting rooms here, you can see that has a 2 on it. We have 5 rooms left of the speed boost. It's movement speed, not attack and cast speed and all that stuff, but it's still helpful. Oh, do we risk this? I mean, we have almost full health and 6 death defiances. So if you're looking at it from that standpoint, defensively, we have a lot of wiggle room here. I don't know. Let's do it. What is it? I have no clue.
That's a substantial satyr.
Substantial satyr. The immunity and bonus damage at the beginning definitely helps. You're definitely about to do something big, but now, and it's summoned a whole bunch of rats, which I hate. I did remember that you were the rat summoning enemy, which I didn't like the looks of at the beginning, but given how we could do so much to you at the very beginning, honestly, not bad at all.
Your master will fare no better.
Absolutely carried by the imperviousness and bonus damage at the beginning, but hey, we'll take it. Is this the boon we've been waiting for?
Accept this message.
Oh, yes it is. It's only rarity, and if we had still held on to our... Wait. Wow. Between Yarn of Ariadne and this being a mini-boss, it's still only rare? That kinda hurts. Especially after we held on to her keepsake for 2 floors, only for this boon to not show up, but we still need it. We need it now, for sure. And we still have enough other sources of attack boosts that should be a very big bonus nonetheless. We pay life to gain some gold. We could get another Yarn of Ariadne. Get another... Do these stack? Honestly, it's cheap enough that it might be worth testing. And I'm half tempted to do this because we took almost no damage in that room.
Just 2 more chambers.
Oh. Wait a second. Even if we went into this room, we would still have the existing speed boost active. I think we would just have enough time for the speed boost to be active for Kronos. And I don't know if this stacks, but I feel like we can take our chances here. Maybe I'm getting a little too bold.
Should come in handy.
You use magic restored over 3 seconds. We haven't taken it before, and it is inexpensive, but I would rather spend that money on this and see if it stacks. And this, we haven't taken yet. It might only show up on this floor, to be honest with you, but I'm going to do it.
Coinage.
I'm going to do that. We have a super shop at the end, which means that we could potentially spend a lot of money. I'm going to do this, though. It's not a mini-boss, it is Trial of the Gods, which means it will be more dangerous.
Choose one, spam the other.
And it could have been another opportunity, of course, to get a high rarity Aphrodite boon. Which one do we care more about at this stage? Now, I think Duo is potentially in the cards for either of them. Legendary might only be possible with Aphrodite. And the first one we take has the higher rarity bonus from the Yarn of Ariadne, so I think we go Aphrodite here.
You're very sweet.
And this, of course, now gives us all epic, when we would have liked for that to have been the attack boon, but let's see. What can we do now? Deal more damage while we have at least 80% health. The bonus is... Wait. Oh! Okay. I think I've always misread this. I thought that 14% was only active when we have at least 80% health. No, it's always at least 14%. It's 28% if we have 80% health or more. Okay, so that's better than I was giving it credit for. That is a little tempting now that we are just stacking up multiple layers of offense here. But if we're looking to go defensively, inflict weak on nearby foes, gradually restore magic, which we haven't really been using much of, / we have a whole bunch of primes, so it's hard to do that much with it. But weak makes enemies deal 30% less damage, which especially against a boss like Kronos who has some very high damage attacks, that could be very helpful. I mean, both of these are good. Lasts for 4 seconds. Just by being near them, we inflict it, so I feel like that should mean we've more or less permanent weak on Kronos. Maybe we do this, and we'll look for something more offensive from Hephaestus. I mean, I wish we could get both, of course.
No denying Aphrodite was the fairer choice, but still, can't let this go unchecked.
Okay. So it is going to be a little difficult, of course. Hephaestus will not be pleased with us, but we do still have the imperviousness at the beginning. And the bonus damage, and I did end up in his circle there. Bad timing. Oh, and he hit me again, and I went back in it. No! Leave me alone, Hephaestus. I'm sorry. Okay, we did take some damage from Hephaestus. I think that was the primary thing that damaged us there, but we got 2 boons out of this room, which is definitely more than you could typically get from this floor.
Settled up. We can continue bickering another time.
Okay, let's see. Gain some armor, prevent foes from knocking you away. We've seen this several times. Whenever you enter location, gain a little bit of armor, but we prime more. Attack and specials deal bonus damage to armor. Kronos never has armor, does he? Some of his ads that he spawns might have armor? I honestly don't remember. Wait, do we have any passives that benefit? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay. Honestly, that might be the most significant factor here. 75 armor. It's not insignificant, given how late on in the run this is. Early on, I'd say, oh, that's just gonna, we'll heal it off eventually. The damage we would have taken, we just heal off from wells and all that stuff, but maybe it's late enough in the run, that's okay. We don't get knocked back. I don't know how much of a factor that really is, but it's also giving us 5% extra damage. Either that, or we have 15 armor every room, which, if we were concerned about taking a bunch of damage before going into the Kronos fight and having all this 75 wear off, then this is a little bit safer in that way. It does prime more magic, though. Let's go for this.
The Forge of the Heavens.
Zap indeed. Oh, thank you for zapping one of the bigger, more annoying enemies there as well. Oh, I went into that. Fortunately, it freezes but doesn't damage, and we didn't get punished. Okay. Whoa, that was almost horrible timing. And there were, of course, going to be potentially some other armored enemies along the way. How many of these do we have? Oh, that was our last, or now our first one. Obviously, we've had them before, but okay. So now, last room before Kronos. Yeah, that means we have both of these. I still don't know if they stack. They will both be active. Unless we go into some other bonus room again. But at this point, I think we've done plenty of that. Oh, I did not even see you. What? You were hiding over there. That feels a little cheap. Oh, okay, well, there are a whole bunch more of you. Okay. I was gonna say, it looked like it was just one enemy in that entire encounter, and I was just waiting for the second wave to spawn. Which is odd. Glad that we one-shotted the other rat summoner dude. Don't like that. Come on, go down. There we go. Who's left? You. One moment. Is there another wave? Oh no, it's just waiting for the little damage effect at the end there. Oh, what? Okay, we do have the option to go into a bonus room that I did not expect to see. It would be our first Selene. So the downsides... The upside is obviously you get Selene. We don't have any additional Selene setup. If we had not stuck with the Aphrodite keepsake for 2 floors in a row, then Selene is oftentimes the one that we try to squeeze in there. But we've primed enough magic, and we don't have much magic restoration, so I'm not really sure it benefits us that much. And then we would lose the first of these ignited Ichors, and again, I don't really know if they stack. So, I don't know how much of a factor that really is. I think we probably just go here. We might get additional gold, we might get some other crafting resource in the zone, but I think the damage we take... Well, I mean, we do have armor. We'd like to save that for Kronos if possible, though. I think we just go here. We keep it simple now.
The house.
Ooh, okay, well, we can nab this. Had plenty of that. Oh, okay, if we had more monies, then this would have been something we could have gotten, but this is whatever we are to purchase here gets discounted. We would benefit from the healing. Wow. 200 is insane. Way more than we need. We get the first thing we buy is discounted. Anything after that is not discounted. So you kind of want to buy the most expensive thing first. And if we do this, that will cost 150, which means we would be able to get both of them. So do we feel okay? Yeah, I think that's fine.
Hear me, on my authority.
And something else will show up after this as well. Early on, that would have been great. Range shots are slower. That could be good. Sprint is faster. It gives you a barrier that ignores an instance of damage per encounter. I mean, it's only one. But against a boss, I mean, every immunity, every, every way to avoid attacks, it does add up. We do receive the wait. We receive the bonus now? So we get 120 gold, which might be the difference between being able to afford the healing. Otherwise, I mean, this honestly might just be better still. Slow down his projectiles, which he has some of. He has his scythe that he throws around in that sort of arc. Might just go for this. I mean, the sprint being faster. No, well, sprint being faster, especially on his second phase. I think that might be reason enough to go that route. Okay, so now with 181, yeah, we would not be able to afford both of these. We'd have to pick just one of them. I mean, we do have a decent bit of armor, which, well, hold on, did we take, which of the Aphrodite boons did we take earlier? The one that gives weak? Yes. Okay, not the one that gives us bonus damage if we're on high health. So healing doesn't also equate to bonus damage. Let's go for this, I guess.
In the name of Hades.
Has more upside. Ooh, you take less damage from nearby foes. Boons of Aphrodite treat all foes as nearby. Oh, we've never gotten this. Wait, who is this a duo with? That Poseidon? Island Getaway? Oh, it has to be. That's such a great name. Take less damage from nearby foes, and boons from Aphrodite always consider foes nearby. So that means we do always have weak on Kronos. And does this count as an Aphrodite boon as well? In which case we actually have 30% reduced damage from Kronos permanently? Or do we actually need to stand close for the Island Getaway to count? I don't know, but either way, we're definitely taking this, and that was definitely more valuable than this was. Oh, and that was interesting. That had a bonus one show up, but this one did not.
Death to Kronos.
Okay. So 53 gold, nothing we can do with that. This will be our first Kronos fight in a very long time, so just as a reminder, what do we need to bear in mind? So we have the immunity and the bonus damage at the beginning, and we have the big burst of damage that will proc after 3 seconds. So if we go crazy at the very beginning, he may phase very early. And in that first phase, at the beginning, he only does one-hit combos. He does one skill, and then you have a window to attack him. Once he has taken, is it half health damage? He starts doing 2 or sometimes even 3-hit combos, and those can be really nasty. And then once he does his full-blown second phase, that's where he immediately goes into the whole clock encounter thing where a specific hour marker lights up. You have to go there, otherwise it's basically enough damage to one-shot you. And then as he'll do that potentially multiple times, and as time goes on, there will be more projectiles and hazards in the arena. The most dangerous things generally being the clock hands that spin around in a circle. I think those deal the most damage, so if you have to pick getting hit by something, make it not be that. And then he also has a move where he has like these circles that close in on him, and it always confuses me where you're supposed to be standing / when you're supposed to dash. For that one, do you want to be in or out of the circle? It's kind of like one of the moves from the Spine's tail, or Typhon's tail. But, okay. Let's go.
Time.
Let's go. What'd she say? Swimming time? Okay.
You are at least precise.
Are we?
I understand your latest vainglorious attempt to reclaim Olympus for the gods did not pan out.
I mean, true,
Perhaps in
but
the
we have
moment you
succeeded
witnessed
before.
The father of all monsters and all his terrifying stature, you at last understood your folly.
Well, actually, the enemy that's been causing us the most trouble on the surface has been Eris, not Typhon. I think we actually have... We've beaten Typhon more than Typhon has beaten us.
You awakened that monstrosity and call me vainglorious? Typhon is not going to take orders from you or anyone. He'll have nothing left to rule over if he has his way.
Yeah, I am kind of curious how exactly Typhon plays into Kronos' plan, because how do you control something as chaotic as the father of all monsters?
No, you gods shall have nothing left to rule over if he has his way, and I mine. Typhon may not be the negotiating type, but we need no agreement to pursue the same result.
Okay, so if your goal is just pure and utter destruction of Olympus, okay, fair enough, you have the same objective, but as it's a pretty nearsighted goal, you would think he'd have some intention for what happens after that? Okay, here we go, get ready for dashing in for the big damage.
You dare for what you did to me.
He's immune, and he has a bazillion projectiles. Okay, so yeah, he did do a phase along the lines which we kind of expected to see. That would kind of limit our damage against him during that immunity. But I think the value was still there, for sure. Oh, I hate that attack. It always throws me off. Does he, oh, that was bad. Waste the resistance on that. This is a bad place for him to be doing this attack. Sort of. Or maybe not. I ran straight into it. Okay, so he will do multiple attacks now, I think. I think he's far enough along that he can do that. This is not where I want to be standing. Okay, that's, yep, at least 2 attacks, if not more. Oh, don't dash into that! Just hit him this way. Hit him with a normal attack. What's he doing? Doing this. Kinda just waiting for him to change his mind. There's gonna be more. Yep, that's 2. That's 3. More projectiles, kinda, sorta. 1. Just 1. Surprisingly. Okay, I did just go right through it, but that's in part because this is such a good opportunity to do this. Okay, first phase down pretty smoothly at that. Did we get the immunity at the beginning of this? I don't know if we do, but also we are going to have this. This is the move that I don't remember how to dodge. I got frozen here, which is obviously not good. Don't stand in these circles. Can I do this at least? Oh, I went into it nonetheless after the fact. Okay, that is the skill that you really want to avoid getting hit by. You need to go here. Okay.
My legions tend to be more punctual than this.
Oh, yep, saw the big attack coming. I'm just going in. I'm just going aggressive on the damage front. Frozen. That's gonna hurt. Okay, get here. No choice. Ooh, yeah, this is nasty. I'm not sure I wanted to do that, to be honest. I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, is there... No, there wasn't a number to go on. Where was I supposed to go? That was a Death Defiance. That was our first one. But I'm feeling okay on that front. Because although we are frozen, he is dead. We almost did that without using a single Death Defiance.
My age, perhaps, is catching up with me.
Oh, is it now?
Once more, you bastard.
I don't know if we've ever done better than that against Kronos. That was pretty convincing, that fight. And we did end up using 1 Death Defiance, although we had 6 going into that encounter. So no real issues there. Lots of total health, so even after using a Death Defiance, still had a fair bit of life to work with. Don't know if those double speed boosts stacked up, but between the immunity, the bonus damage, and the burst damage from Hades at the beginning of the encounter, the first, very beginning, was very straightforward. And eventually, we got enough bonuses of the attack damage variety that they did start to add up a lot, and as I was saying at the beginning, pretty much just turned into spamming dash attack as much as possible. Well, for pretty much every encounter. And more or less just saying, you know, I'm going to accept the fact that we're going to take some damage in doing this, but it's going to be worth it.
I have what I need for now.
Do we? Okay. Nothing else to investigate here? Fair enough. Onward we go.
What does
to the end
hold? Only the fates themselves and perhaps Prometheus, the Titan of Foresight, know full well. Unfortunately, all of them are rather indisposed right now.
Return to Shadow.
Whoa! More instruments on that, making it sound way more dramatic. I like it. Alright, we have vanquished Kronos, Titan of Time, but he is not gone forever. And so we are, of course, still waiting for subsequent updates, but progress, nonetheless. And we are back to having a successful, full-blown run. Might not have been going up, but it was good to go back down, because it had been a while, and it was interesting to see there definitely have been some changes, some subtle, yes, but they did add up.
Got him again. But we're not finished yet, are we?
And we also got to hear what some of the people had to say about us going up to the surface, which was nice to hear as well. But if nothing else, and we also got various crafting resources, more than we had thought we would get, because there was a while where we thought we were going to miss out on the big thing we were trying to get. And we got we raised our spirits by completing a successful, full-blown run again, when we had run into some issues, with Eris in particular, at least when we were going on the surface for a while there.
What would you say is the most frightening thing you've encountered out there lately, Mel? It's important for someone in my position to keep up with the latest on this front.
Well, I'd have to go with the raging infernal beast guarding the only viable way into Tartarus. Absolutely massive, countless sharp fangs, 3 fire-spitting maws. Though he's also my family's dog.
I feel like this line probably existed before the introduction of Typhon, because Typhon feels like the obvious answer, more so than Cerberus, even in Cerberus's enraged, corrupted form.
Ah, you had me going. Well, if you're telling me there's nothing scarier out there than a pet dog, it means I've got no competition. Time to rest on these laurels some more.
Please make yourself comfortable.
All that you see is my domain.
Artemis.
All right.
Your success.
Oh,
Into you again.
Artemis is here, and more to chat with Moros
You
about.
must know the 3 fates better than anyone, besides maybe Nyx herself. Though, forgive me for invoking her.
It's quite all right. The fates I know full well, but Mother Nyx? We saw her seldomly. The nature of our work was such that even she would almost never get involved. Besides, she'd many other children to attend to.
That is true. Very large family.
I'm sorry to hear that. My mother's the queen. We've never even met since I was an infant. Nobody around here seems to know their blasted mothers, come to think.
Yep. There are a lot of large families in ancient Greek mythology, and, you know, it makes it a little hard to spend family time together.
Come now, the mothers can't be blamed. We children can be so insufferable, true?
True.
Okay. Let's see. Anything over here? Oh, well. Can pick up some rubbish. But no Eris. At least not here. Let's see what Artemis is doing.
Hey, Melinoi, I just wrapped a debrief here with Sister Hecate. This place has changed a lot since last I checked.
Wait, except you aren't actually sisters? You're just saying metaphorically speaking? You are not... Like, absolutely, you are not sisters. She's a generation older than you. If anything, she'd be your aunt.
Hi, Artemis. Welcome. We've had to scramble a bit to make ready for everything. Can I show you around? Have you said hi to Nemesis?
This probably is the first time we've seen... Wait. Certainly the first time we've seen her here. Have we seen any of the gods or goddesses that give us boons in the Crossroads? I mean, obviously, like, Nemesis is technically... Is Nemesis considered a goddess? I mean, I guess so. Maybe. I don't know. She doesn't give boons. That's more what I meant, I guess. It's not like, you know, Zeus or Poseidon or Hera are ever stopping down here.
Oh, no, I have to go. Olympus needs me back up top at least a little while. Maybe next time, all right?
Oh. Okay, now we were just talking about how we had only seen you going down before, or at least it seemed that way. Now you say Olympus needs you up top. I'm actually curious to see if that has an actual gameplay effect, where now she stops appearing down below and only starts appearing up top. Have we? I feel like maybe we have seen her on the surface before. I feel like there are times when we've seen her and Athena in relatively quick succession for whatever reason.
I hear you. Bye for now.
Or maybe it's kind of like Athena is the randomly appearing goddess on the surface who sometimes helps you out with bonus boons, and Artemis kind of fills that role when you go down. Oh! This is new. We were not able to get guaranteed Nightmare before. It does cost a lot of Charon cards, and it takes a long time for it to be delivered, but that is very valuable. And almost certainly, I would think, worth waiting for. Yeah. Okay, and it comes in 2. It's a double pack, not just a single one. Wow. It's very tempting. And it would normally cost us 10,000 bones, and that's why I was saying if you are trying to buy this stuff, then the bones cost does add up. Although we do have some fish that we caught.
Freshly caught.
It's not enough to afford the Nightmare, but we could get more Stardust. This is from the Chaos Trials. So it's kind of farmable. I mean, there's a limit to how many of those you can do, of course, but there are a lot of them, and we already have 7. So I feel like that might not be quite as much of a priority as purchasing Nightmare would be. It's just, it takes a little longer to get that.
Got him, huh?
Indeed. Oh! Positivity from Nemesis? What have you done with the real Nemesis?
Nem, you care so much for mortal justice. Where's your passion for ours? Kronos took everything from us. You said we all should get what we deserve, right?
Well, that's the thing. If you knew anything about mortals, they had it better once, when Kronos ruled. Called it the Golden Age.
Oh, snap. Nemesis? You're not about to switch to Kronos' side, are you?
How splendid that must have been for them. If only Kronos could have been so generous with his sons and foster children. You think him being somewhat nice to some mortals makes up for what he did?
No. Look, what if this is what we deserve?
Okay, now that's a valid and interesting question.
We deserve better than this, Nemesis. Living in shadows, denied our families. Don't you want justice for them?
Yeah, but, I mean, if you're trying to take a 1,000-foot view and look at this objectively, I mean, yes, without a doubt, Kronos is causing humongous death and destruction and chaos, but, I mean, one could argue we are as well. How many people or monsters, or whatever you want to call them, are we killing on our way to Kronos and or Typhon? It's a lot.
Fine.
And sure, almost certainly, Kronos is doing more bad things, and the bad things that he's doing are more significant, but I'm just saying, it's not as if we are completely innocent in this circumstance either, and so it's an interesting question to pose for that reason.
I was curious to see if you would consecrate the altar of ashes on your own. It ought to be further attuned to you as a result. The secrets of the Arcana nearer to your grasp.
Oh. Now this is interesting because once again, this feels like dialogue with Hecate that she could have said to us ages ago. Because it was, I mean, this is something we've been doing for forever. But I suppose we've had a whole bunch of other things that have just been higher priority that have then run to the top of the list, past this in the queue, and now we've gotten through all those other things, and finally, we're hearing this.
The altar is a threshold through which we all pass, going to and from these crossroads. A gateway to the past, present, and future. I know it isn't mine alone. It's ours.
Correct on all 3 counts.
Okay, is there anything? Alright. We did defeat Kronos again, and we did get another Z-Sand from doing that, but we still don't know how many of those it's going to take. It might mean that eventually we'll be closer to defeating him, but that remains a mystery for now. Oh, right, this is... Wait. This is a resource that's hard to get as well. In fact, I don't know where else we can get it. We did get fabric from this run, and some ashes, so it is possible to purchase this. I'm pretty tempted. So for almost everything else, you can point to something and say, okay, it is possible to get that elsewhere. But I don't know where you are technically... Wait, mostly used with incantations involving soul and defiance. I don't know where else you get this. And all these resources that it costs are theoretically farmable. Psyche's a little harder to get nowadays, but you can still purchase it from the shopkeeper. Ashes you can get on the run. Fabric is a little tricky. It's easier if you go down, as we did get some on that run from Arachne, but it's also purchasable from the shopkeeper. Okay, but that needs about, hopefully, after one run, that will be ready to go.
Back from Tartarus.
Indeed.
They've ceased attempts to find a good route through Elysium, hence your somewhat unconventional way into Tartarus. The old administrative corridor remains neglected still?
Completely deserted, to the point of being rather peaceful. Drops me right into the maintenance sector, just as you mapped out.
Wait, is this referencing something specific that happened to us? Because I don't remember it.
Oh, our shades deserve the greatest share of credit for that feat. Though I'll take some, if you insist. Your task is difficult enough that we didn't need you getting lost along the way.
No objections here.
I have no recollection of what he's talking about. I'm going to be honest with you. That might just be something that happened a long time ago. I don't know. Actually, lots of things
Mandrake root
that we planted. Oh, and we can admire them.
How's the soil? Good? Beautiful.
Wait, what is this? Oh. That's new. Oh, it might have been worth picking this up. Oh, did we just get a bonus of that? I don't remember that being a thing, but it might have been worth harvesting those before we made something in the cauldron, just to see if that opened up any new options. Okay. And now that means that we might have some more resources to do some upgrades here, since we did pick up some things that we have not seen as much of as of late. We did, that includes getting some Nightmare, so that's nice. In general, though, I do like kind of waiting on doing those upgrades until we see what weapon we might want to take in the next run, so that we aren't just purchasing things that, using resources that we might find better used elsewhere. And I do think that it might make sense, now that we have finished another full-blown run, for us to shift gears over to doing all of the remaining Chaos Trials here, and there is a new one popping up here. So I'm intrigued. Oh, it probably is based on the keepsake that we recently acquired. Let's check. It is. Okay, so that's what I suspected, was that maybe some of these only appear either once you unlock the keepsake or possibly the aspect of a weapon. So maybe that is reason to do some of those unlocks just to get the very first round of some of those aspects. And probably also the floor, although that's not a factor for us anymore because we've seen all the floors. What if we... What if we do, just for the sake of science, get the first upgrade in more or less as many of these aspects as we can get. Don't go crazy investing all of our resources in them to get multiple ranks, but just see if that unlocks additional Chaos Trials.
Grant me the aspect of Circe.
Because that might have done it. Because there is an exclamation point there. Let's do as many as we can in one go, rather than checking each individually. Aspect of Pan.
Grant me the aspect of Pan.
And we can see how many new trials show up, obviously.
I've heard good things.
Okay. Oh, and I suppose we should probably check what these things do. So we got Circe, which is after your attack or special hit 12 times, grant Serenity with your next charge move, which gives a big damage boost on that charge move. Okay. So you do lots of normal hits, and then you get a big boost for your charge hit. Then the Pan one, special seek foes in your cast, fires more shots if you channel longer, and the more we upgrade it, the more extra shots you get. Then, okay, we can afford both of these, it seems like. Moros, your attacks linger for 6 seconds and explode in a blast if struck by your special, so you combine attack with special.
Grant me the aspect of Moros.
I should have known.
Okay. And it might be that basically every aspect has its own trial. That there's a chance that's the case. Okay, these apples you get, of course, from defeating Eris, which we have done several times, of course. We've had some trouble as of late, and we have used some of these golden apples, but in theory, it should be farmable, should be possible to get more of them.
Grant me the aspect of Eos.
And it doesn't even use all of them.
Rosy-fingered dawn.
Okay, what did that one do, though? That makes our charge attack fire a Daybreaker that deals damage in an area around it every 2 seconds. That's a lot of damage. Wow. Okay. Then Aspect of Charon costs a Charon card, which does pain me, because there were some nice Charon card purchases that we were eyeing. And it will set us back a little bit, but it is fitting that the Aspect of Charon costs a Charon card. I do really like that. Cast lasts for 3 seconds longer and erupts like your charge cast if struck by your charge special. Cleave cast size and damage plus 10%. Okay.
Grant me the
Hard to really picture that in a vacuum, but that's a big axe. Okay. And now, at least it no longer costs Charon cards, although we're seeing that a whole bunch of these cost Nightmare. That's why loading up on more of that would be very useful. Okay, let's see. Aspect of Medea. We certainly have the Nightshade. The Iron takes most of what we have here, but your attacks stay within reach and wait, which weapon is this with? Oh, with the skulls. Okay. I was like, attacks stay within reach? What does that mean? And then explode after landing your specials or 3 seconds. Attack and special damage bonus 30%.
Grant me the aspect of Medea.
Oh, she's a scary one.
Okay. Persephone. Moss, plenty of that. Poppy. We have a decent bit of that. Charge special is sprouted, and you can change direction as it plows ahead. Wait, what? It's fitting for Persephone. But damage you inflict with casts makes this last up to 2 additional seconds the next time you use it. Wait, what weapon is this? As it plows ahead? Charge special. I'm trying to remember what that looks like on the skulls, because I'm mixing it up with the coat. But okay, we'll take it, nonetheless, of course, because we can afford to do so.
The silver pool.
And if nothing else, this... I mean, obviously, we're hoping to do this primarily for unlocking additional Chaos Trials. And sure, maybe getting the first level of an aspect is not as good as, you know, the rank 4s that we have for some of the other ones. So you might lean more toward the higher ranking ones, but at least doing those Chaos Trials gives you a chance to test them out in a shorter, kind of safer setting, or at least it doesn't feel as punishing if you just lose a, you know, much shorter run. Okay, aspect of Selene. Start with Skyfall, a hidden hex that strikes multiple foes and applies Shine, which makes afflicted foes take 50% additional damage from charge moves. Okay, that's fitting for Selene. And we'll use all of our silver.
Grant me the aspect of Selene.
Shine like the moon, kiddo.
Okay, then... Right. Lastly... Right, we've done at least the first rank of all of these ones, so that leaves us with just the coat. Oh, which has aspect of Nyx, which... Oh, yeah, wait, what? Plasma, we have seen. You get that from the Chaos Rooms, you mine it. We got one more of those, so we are closer to getting that, but Darkness we've never seen, so we don't know how to get that. So we're going to have to pass on that for now, but that may have just given us a boatload. A boatload of additional trials. Aspect of Pan, aspect of Persephone, Circe. Yeah, it looks like there's basically one trial per aspect. So we now have a ton of these Chaos Trials. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Presumably a 14th from this aspect that we've yet to unlock, and maybe more still if you factor in how there are a few keepsakes that we have yet to unlock as well. And, you know, maybe, like this row just seems to be all from boon-giving gods and goddesses, so I don't know who we're missing here. But, of course, we could just go back and check and see, oh, yeah, we have seen this person, we just forgot to ever give them a nectar. And so, yeah, it seems like, although there are a ton of these for us to do, there could still be more in the future. And I do think, given the quantity of those, it probably does make sense at this point for us to shift gears over to completing those Chaos Trials.
I saw my father recently, Commander, bound in chains in deepest Tartarus, a prisoner of time. After all he's been through, though, couldn't even remember you by name.
How terrible that is, young one. Your papa and we couldn't have been closer. Perchance he merely has forgotten because of everything he's going through.
I can't believe he'd just entirely forget one of his most trusted advisors.
Exactly.
There must be some way to help him recall.
No, you gotta let him come around on his own.
You're probably right.
Alright, well, there was a while there where we were concerned that was going to turn into a pointless run, in which we would get almost nothing of meaning out of it. But as it turns out, just the opposite. We succeeded, got a bunch of crafting resources, including from the Testaments. What was it that we had? Foes had extra life. Okay. I wouldn't have known. Fortunately, we had enough damage that was not a huge deal, but hey, we ended on a successful run. That's great, and I think on that note, that is a good time for us to transition, make the ongoing effort now be the Chaos Trials, at least until the next update. But this is the right place for us to wrap up here, so thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.